spin it around. Hello. Hey guys, how's everybody doing? So hopefully, as you can see, I have Mr. Spangler here with us again this week. Kara is going to be heading over as soon as possible. She is finishing up her live. We just got through working on, all we really got was part of books done. We still got a lot to do on our little miniature. And me having to remind her that she's not allowed to stop doing the miniature. Because she thinks she's going to put it all in the box and throw it back in the closet. And I'm not going to let her. So I hope everybody is doing well. I'm just going to quickly say hey to everybody. Marion, how are you? She's still bowling. Oh, I can sort of kind of bowl. Hey, Randal and Joe, Mutt Nuts, Crazy World, how are you? Catherine, Lisa, Yvonne, Sherry, Rochelle, Katrina, Elisa, DM, Diamond Queen 2020, and Eric. Oh, Nani. It's Nani. I forgot. It says Eric on there, but it's Nani. And Jamie and Jeanette, sparkle it up. Wow, everybody's like popping in. Hey, Sue, Holly, Robin. If Vanessa, if I miss y'all, I apologize. I'm gonna be trying to pay attention to the chat, but I'm so excited because I always look forward to getting a chance to hang out with Randal. Oh, sorry, my dog just scared me. He came in and sniffed my leg. I wasn't expecting the cold nose. I'm sorry. Tiny, you scared me. Oh, I don't have cats. I just have a dog that I don't know what he was sniffing, but he was sniffing my leg. But Randal has worked some on the painting that he was working on last week.
Yeah.
And so now he's going to do some coloring, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, this is the one I drew out last week. I hopefully improved my lighting with some professional advice from a friend, and won't have those hot spots when I show you things. So what I did this week is I took some transparent watercolor and just put in a base color. I like to start painting on my draglings first because I painted them so many, excuse me, so many times. It's the easiest part for me. Excuse me, I'll have to take a drink of water here. But what I'm doing tonight, on top of the watercolor, I'm going to start doing some colored pencil. So you'll really get to start seeing them take some shape and have some dimension to them.
Now, did you say everything in your picture you do eventually put watercolor on, or?
I do, yes. Just a base color. You can see the cookies are kind of a yellow ochreish color.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit browner for the stomachs. The bodies are a little bit of an olivey green. Little bit. This is going to be a plate of fudge, homemade fudge. So I put in kind of a brown base. And then, like I say, I will start the colored pencil on top of that. And then where the colored pencil doesn't cover the paper, or the texture of the paper causes the underneath to show through, you'll have that color. So that's one reason I do that. Sometimes I'll go back over the colored pencil with more watercolor, but I'll show that as I progress.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that. See, I didn't know you could put watercolor back on top of pencil.
Yes, it does. It does work. Yes, pencil is waxy. If you put your pencil on so heavy that you just have a layer of wax there, then it'll probably repel the water. But I just don't put my pencil on that heavy.
Well, those look so cute already. Oh my gosh. Like I was trying to look at it to see if I could tell Dewey from Dagmar and see like, all right, which one's which.
After someone pointed out last week that I made a mistake, I believe it was kitchen helpers, and it's in the book. I get the dots on the little balls on the end of the tail correct this time. I'm surprised I did, and I had not noticed until someone pointed it out.
I think that's how it is all the times. Like sometimes we look at something and, we're happy it's done. It looks awesome. And, someone's always going to point out like, hey, what about this? And you're like, what? Well, you know what? It's gonna be okay. Sorry, my dog's making weird noises. He got into a fight with one of my other dogs today, and we had to separate them. So someone said, was that a star at the top of the page?
What it's going to be here is this a Christmas piece. So up here is going to be branches of a Christmas tree, and these are Christmas ornaments hanging. And yes, that is kind of a multi-point star there. And these will be very little Christmas ornaments with designs. I will probably add a few more, maybe a touch of garland. I'm not sure if I'm going to stick a few Christmas lights in there or not. But right down here, these little things are like probably toothpicks with a little sign on it. It'll say for Santa and for over here. But of course, you know, the draglings can't resist their chocolate. So
they got to have a little bit as they're putting out for Santa.
Really, yeah. Santa doesn't need that much. Especially
Allison, yeah, I think you'll love his work. She doesn't know a whole lot about you or his art, but I'm telling you right now, I'm going to show you one of the pieces that I'm working on, and you can't help but fall in love with his pieces. Like they are so. I don't know how to describe it. It's like spring day. It's like back in your childhood, the best days that you have where you didn't have adult worries and adulting that you had to do. It's just pure fun. Like that, I could have the worst day in the world and go, I'm fixing to work on my Spangler. And automatically I am lifted up and I'm like, ha, 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 all that's gone. So I'm going to make myself big real quick because I want to show you. I'm hoping you'll like this. I'm working on robot repair, and I got some additional. I'm trying to see if I can turn on the lights, see if it'll make it better. I put some additional things because I really wanted these robots to sparkle and to show metallic. So let me put me big just real quick. Okay, so here is the rocket, and I've added metallic drills into it and on parts of the box. I've added some rhinestones into the stars up there so that they're different from the wallpaper. And I don't even know if I can see. Hold on, I'm going to have to stand up so I can see what I'm looking at. And then there is the start of the face of the robot. Hopefully you can see where I've got metallic going all over his face.
That looks great. I love it.
And the start of this little guy, this robot, and I guess that's a UFO.
Behind him, yes. That's kind of my a little bit throwback to the day the Earth stood still with the robot in front. You know, it's not exactly a robot or a spaceship, but that was the idea of those two.
So I've put a lot of extra sparkle on it, but that's because I love, this is going up in my classroom. Now I'll make you big again. This one is going up in my classroom, and we are working on machines and simple machines right now anyway. So, and just in case y'all didn't know, all the bling that I added to it, I got from Tima's DP with Sparklers shop. And y'all, she's been nice enough. 2 of our prizes, we have 2 prizes from DP with Sparklers. So she is helping to sponsor this event, and I am so grateful for her.
That's wonderful.
Okay, so we are going to bring in Miss Kara. Hello, hello, Miss Kara.
Hello, hello. Hi, Randall. How are you?
Wonderful. Good to see you.
I was telling him about our miniature excursion.
Yes. Yes. It was an excursion. We'll see how this goes. Actually, I got through. I think I did okay. You know, for the first go round, I think I did okay. But it is.
See, I think you did too. I'm proud of you.
Yes, and I got all my covers folded. So yeah, I'm gonna get those. I told everybody when you left, I'm gonna put all those together, and that'll be done. And I'm gonna have to like double up because we've got like 9 bags and we can't do all 9 on the live. So we'll have to do one off camera, do one on, so.
I'll be right there to help you out.
Yes.
And I know if I have not said hi to you in the chat, I apologize. I hope everybody knows that I'm happy everybody's here. And if I ever seem like I'm ignoring you, I promise you I'm not. I am trying to keep an eye on the chat to help with questions. Like we have someone wants to know, Silver wants to know, Randal, what inspires your dragling art?
Oh, yeah, it's kind of like what you talked about earlier. It just makes me happy. Started drawing these little characters, back in the 80s were probably my first ones. And they developed a personality, and I guess I can kind of hide in there with them. It takes me back. I remember as a kid, believing in Santa, and I know when I found out he wasn't real, I was disappointed. The draglings kind of take me back there, all the time.
So they make you happy to draw and paint them, as we are to diamond paint them.
Yeah.
And someone said it's snowing around them, and they're like in Iowa and Missouri and all that. Are y'all getting cold weather or any snow where you are?
I am, yes. I looked out just a moment ago. I have kind of open land behind me, and I heard the coyotes howling, and I looked out, and it's snowing out there for the first time. Not a lot of snow.
Yeah, Sue is in Chicago, and she said it's going to snow there too. So that's why she was running to the grocery store, because it's going to snow.
I'm ready to move to Florida.
Yes.
Maybe Pensacola would be a good area.
Well, I can tell you, okay, so being in Florida right now, like we won't have any snow. And all of my friends in the north laugh at me because I had to go out so this is a sweater, and I have on sweatpants. But I didn't wear sweatpants to work. I promise. I did wear nice pants, but I wore my cool sweater. This is a dress sweater, because it was in the 40s this morning. And so I was cold, and my toesies were freezing. And some of my friends from the north are like 40, because that's like our low. And then it got, right before I left school, it went back up to, it was 75 on the way home, and now it's dropping again.
Well, and my husband laughs his head off at me because I'm cold natured. So I will be bundled up even when I really don't need to be. But women of a certain age, I'll just say that, and I'm included in that. It can be freezing cold outside, heater going, whatever, but the fan better be on at night. The fan has got to be on. Marlon's like, I thought you said you were freezing. I'm like, I know, but the fan must be on.
I'm normally that way, but it got turned off last night because our heater is busted in the house for heat. No. Yes, and we're trying to find the part. So we're having a hard time. And so I told my husband, I said, look, if I get so cold that my covers are not going to keep me warm, I'm going right back in my craft room. I'm laying on the floor and turning on my space heater. And that's where I'm going to sleep because I'm cold. I wanted to say, someone gave you a suggestion. Linda said, Randal, may I suggest the old bubble lights on the trees? I'm not sure what she means by bubble lights.
Oh, I know exactly what she means.
I do too. Those are cool.
I seriously considered it as I was drawing it, and they might still end up here. When I last week, if anyone was here watching and remembers, we talked about one-room country schools. The one-room country school I went to, and this would have been a lot of years ago, back in the 50s, had a live Christmas tree with bubble lights. I guess probably the original bubble lights back then, and they bring back those memories. So that would be a really good thing to put on there, actually.
Yes, I wish lights were like that now, because I will tell you, we went and got Christmas lights the other day. I mean, it's not even Thanksgiving, and half my neighborhood has their Christmas lights up, but Christmas lights have gotten expensive. My goodness. And they're just they don't do anything. Bubble lights at least are fun to watch.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I want to see if I've got it right because I'm trying to remember. Are those the ones that kind of look like candles and they kind of bubbled in the center, or is that not those?
Yeah, they have a
That's the
little
ones we're talking about? Okay.
glass tube at the top with
Mhm.
a different colored liquid in it. I think it's the liquid is different color. It could be different colored bulbs.
Uh-huh.
Little bulb kind of enclosed, and as it heats up, it causes the liquid to bubble, and they're just kind of neat.
Oh, I remember
Really fun.
those. My grandmother had those on her lap. I thought maybe they were talking about, the big bulb uh Christmas lights, that
Oh,
used to be different colors before they started going to the tiny things.
Yeah.
At first I thought that's what they were talking about.
Oh,
Oh my God. Oh,
yes.
Yvonne said her dentist liked his dragling and she was telling him the benefits of DP, and he said maybe he should try to resist the temptation of chocolate chip cookies and told him to choose wisely.
Oh, that's funny.
He was talking to the dragling.
Okay, so Bella Art Day Nicole wants to know. They say, Randall, what is the food that is next to the bread and turkey for Thanksgiving? We're having a debate on it. Is it pigs in a blanket or croissants or something else?
I look at the picture. Let me see if I pull it up here.
Grinchville one says, yes, do the bubble lights. I love the vintage items. Probably because I'm vintage, LOL. Yes, I like that. Women of a certain age, yes, we're vintage. I love it.
Me too.
But you know what? It really, a lot of that vintage Christmas stuff has come back in style. A lot of people like the vintage decor, the the Coca-Cola Santas and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like, and maybe I'm wrong. I don't know if I think this happens like every generation. Like you, people of like one generation will really love like fashion and art and details from an earlier
Uh-huh.
generation. Like pop art is making a comeback.
Yes.
People are liking that pop arty style, like with I think it's pop art that has the people and they all have these little bubbles everywhere, like the little dots or something.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about when I say that.
Yes, the pop art. Yeah, DAC's put out several pop art pieces with it's a picture, but it looks like there are bubbles in it or dots in it.
Okay. So I've pulled up turkey for Thanksgiving, the image. Now, what food is it that you're looking for?
She wants to know about the food right beside the bread. I'm assuming it's to the left of the bread because I think the bread is at the end of the table.
Oh, the little round. Well, right in front, those are carrots.
Okay.
There's a gourd behind it. There is a bowl of Brussels sprouts behind it
Uh-huh.
Ooh,
and the bread. And then there are some apples right behind the bread. And looks like a chocolate mousse dessert right there. Lots. Yes, those are supposed to be carrots.
Okay, carrots. Okay. So you heard it from Randall Spangler's mouth to your ear. Carrots.
it's carrots. That's what I thought it was too. I thought I was going crazy for a second when I was like going, pigs in a blanket or crescents. I don't remember looking at the picture and seeing those. I thought I saw carrots. I just thought maybe I'd lost my brain.
They could have been a little bit oranger. They're a little bit brown tone. Sometimes in the multiple reproducing of an image, colors will shift a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
Hey, Robert, Mr. Giggles, I'm so glad you stopped in. You're fixing to go play darts. Well, thank you for popping in and saying, hey.
Yes. Hi, Robert. I think, back to the bubble lights, I think too, every generation, no matter who you are, Christmas brings back specific memories. And I know that when I was growing up, my mother did specific things at Christmas. And if she missed any of them, she heard about it. Like there was a little bell that played the first Noel. If she didn't put that, where's the bell? where's the this? Where, I mean, and it was every single year. Our Christmas Eve was a big deal in our family too. My mom would put out a big spread, and she'd make something called the sandwich. The sandwich, she got it was a loaf of bread, but it wasn't sliced. It was an entire loaf of bread, and she sliced it horizontally instead of vertically. And in the layers, she would put tuna salad, egg salad, chicken salad, and then she would cover the entire loaf in cream cheese. And then when you sliced it, you got all those layers of those sandwich fillings.
Wow.
And that was my thing. And, you know, ever since she's passed away, I need to make we just called it the sandwich. That's what it was. So I think it's just tradition, and people are taken back to that special time. And I think that's, you know, why people like vintage stuff.
Silver. So Silver, and I can already answer this one. She says, are you a cat person, Randal? A lot of your artwork features cats. I have 4 cats.
Absolutely. I have 2 cats, a little boy and a little girl. If I hadn't blocked the way for my little girl to jump up on this table,
Yeah.
right, and she'd be laying on this, she'd be leaning against the tripod that's holding the camera and the light.
She would be like,
she's your artist assistant. She's your little assistant there.
She is, you know, and I just got back probably about 5 o'clock today from St. Louis. You know, I was back working on my mother's house some more. And she was so excited because I've been gone for a couple days. And so excited to see me. So I had to pick her up. I had to comb on her. She loves to be combed. She just gets everything she wants.
That is really cool, because most of the time cats kind of act like they could take you or leave you. So she must be very loving as far as being a cat.
When she wants to be. She has moments where it's like, no, you leave me alone.
Okay, so she does have sometimes the little, you know, I don't feel like being petted right now. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Cheryl, I did not see your comment earlier. Now I do see it. How cool would it be to have Spangler miniatures? Oh my goodness.
Oh,
well,
my
first off, I can already tell you. I was lucky enough that someone during the last retreat gave me a miniature of one I already have, which is this picture. I am taking everything in it and I am altering it, and this is going to become my Spangler bedroom. I'm going to have Spangler like miniature struck down Spangler paintings in there, and I'm going to try to have some cookies and some plates beside there, and I'm actually planning on attempting to make a little rocket, like the little kit here, like trying to do the little robots down here. I'm gonna try different things to turn it into a Spangler bedroom.
Joe says she needs the recipe for the sandwich. Okay, I will, you know what, in a future video, I will put the recipe down below. I'll probably do it here in the next week or so because of the 12 days of Christmas and all that. So I will write that down. So I will put that recipe down.
Oh my goodness. Have you thought about that? Someone's asking, have you thought about doing Spangler plushies? Dragling plushies.
I think it would be kind of neat. I'm not quite sure how you go about doing that, but I think that would be kind of cool.
Now they're talking about Spangler plush toys. I would totally buy Dragling cuddly toys. Carolyn is saying I would love to do a Spangler miniature. Okay, I think she's being facetious there, but
I bet you anything you could probably, because I know that some of the YouTubers that I watch, they contacted a couple of different toy companies, and they said, hey, this is my, they took like a 2D image, they're painting, they're drawing, and they showed it to the toy company and said, can you make a plush out of this? And so you buy like a limited run of it, after they show you the prototype and whatnot. And so then your first little bit, you only have a little, and if they go really well, then you can make a larger order or whatever. But I know that they're out there. I might have to look. I have I've got one of the plushies from them. I could probably find out the name of the company because it seems like they're pretty open to artists being able to contact them and say, hey, I'd like to be able to make a plush out of, this character. Can you do it?
Well, that would be very helpful. It'd be fun to look into anyway. Yes, I not thought seriously about it actually.
I know I would buy them. They would be joining me in my room.
Yes.
Before we go much longer, I need to say hi to Leslie. She works in my office, and her daughter Emily. Hello, Emily.
Hi guys.
Hey, Leslie. Hey, Emily. Oh, I envy you getting to work with him.
Yes.
Let's see. I was looking to see where, because the chat just goes so quick. We have 82 people in here, and I'm just so thankful that everybody is. Allison, what diamond painting is everyone's favorite? See, okay, look, that's kind of hard for me because, like, it's like trying to choose my favorite child because all of his paintings are my favorite. And so, and I mean, honestly, if DAC, I'd be in a lot of trouble, but if DAC came out with every single solitary painting that he had, I don't care. I would have them all. Even if I had to, I would find some way, somehow to display them. But I would have every single one if I could get them. Right now, I don't have every one of them, and I'm trying. I got my little list, and I'm going for it.
The hard part about picking a favorite Spangler is there are just so many different elements in every single painting. Like I did Lazy Day. I loved that one. I just loved I love the dragon's foot peeking out from under the quilt. That was my favorite part of that, about that whole thing. DAC also had a few of us do some diamond paintings. They wanted like 50% of one done, 25% of one done. And they sent me Literate Dragon to do. And I didn't have that one. And I completed 50% of it. And when I sent it in, I nearly cried. I was like, I do not want to give this one back. Because every Literate Dragon was different for me because sometimes I can sit and see the different elements in the paintings, but Literate Dragon, literally when I stepped back, I saw so much more than I did just sitting over it. It was just one of those paintings.
Yes, and I just saw an email, was it yesterday or today, where they are having a 20% off sale at Diamond Art Club, and Literate Dragon is one of the pieces they're showing.
Yes, and they're actually sending that painting back to me. I made sure that I wrote them and said, "Are you?"
She's like, "Yes, I want it back.
I want it back. I want to finish."
Now, Muttnut, they don't have a third. Well, okay, I take that back. There is one at Amazon that is, I think, called Nap Time of his that is smaller. It is in I had it here somewhere, and I put it aside when I chose the one that I wanted. But it is a smaller one. But like even this one, even Robot Repair, it's only a 56 by 56. So if you're used to doing 30 by 40s, I'm telling you, this is not that big of a jump. A lot of his paintings are not massive. Now, he has some that are massive paintings, and I love them. But not all of his. A lot of his, you get all that cuteness in a smaller space, makes it easy to frame, makes it easy to work up. And I promise you, you get into one of his paintings and you will be disappointed when you reach the last section and the last drill that goes down until you realize you can actually frame it and hang it in your thing. But then you want to work on another one almost immediately.
And 56 by 56 for Randal Spangler paintings are pretty common. Like the one I'm working on right now, Sunday Delight, is a 56 by 56. Lazy Day was a 56 by 56. Literate Dragon was a little bit bigger, but not by much. So
I think most of the ones I have now, Eldar's Secret is large, and like Some Enchanted Evening is large, but there's only a few that are really big. Most of his they're not massive. They are very workable and very like where you don't get bogged down. And trust me, you would never get bored working on a Spangler. I've gotten bored working on some where you got the same color, and I'm like, I'm so tired of blue. Nope. As soon as I'm like, oh, I got color after color after color. No, never get bored.
You know what I like about Diamond Art Club, that they are not afraid to make them big enough to put all the detail that I put in my original artwork
Yes.
in the diamond painting, and they want it to look like something besides just a bunch of, a bunch of spotted colors. If you reduce it down too small, you just lose all that detail.
Right.
And it just looks too pixelated. And I mean, granted,
Yeah, it does.
I was of the age that we had light brights, so with light brights, it was all pixelated, but I don't want a diamond painting that was the first. Someone said, it might have been Kara. Someone said light bright was the very first diamond painting because essentially she was but it's cute, but it's an outline. These I love that they put so much attention and detail to bring your pictures to life, which is what I want. I would be very disappointed if they were small and I didn't get that cute little nose that they have, and be able to count the balls, because I count the balls, I count the spots on the cheeks.
Mm-hmm. And most of the time I get it right.
Yeah. Oh, Holly's working on the same one I am too. But yeah, and what I love too is you get done with one, like the Sunday Delight. I'm working on the banana now. I'll get that done and then move on to the ice cream bowl, the ice cream. So there's always something fun and interesting to work on. You're not stuck in one spot or on one thing for too long. So that's great too. Oh
yeah, because there's a lot of with these, there's a good combination of what we call confetti and color blocking, where you've got a lot of some of the same color in a spot, but then you have other sections where you've got a little bit of confetti, not bad, but just enough to give it some of the details, like especially when you're looking at the dragon's bodies, which it needs to have. When you look at the original pictures, they got scales. Right. And you're not going to be able to represent those, if you don't try to put some of that in.
Let me hear what I'm doing here.
Oh.
I'm actually drawing on the one dragon right now. I did a little bit of drawing on him, but I'm just kind of focusing on one so you can kind of see the difference, how adding the colored pencils is kind of giving and making it come alive.
I can so see that. I can see how, like, that one's almost popping up off the page.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, I love that.
I can't wait to see it finished.
Here in just a moment.
And Holly has a suggestion for you in case you want it. She says, I would love to see the Draglins opening Christmas gifts on Christmas morning in their PJs.
Oh, that's cute.
That would be fun. That would be
really cute.
That would be cool.
Now, Randall, besides your house, are there any places that you go for inspiration for your art?
No, not really.
Your house is it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just inspired by everything. I'm inspired by photos of things, by music, movies, just whatever,
Okay.
No place in particular.
Gotcha.
Well, that's what makes a fantastic artist, is you see it in everywhere. So that's awesome.
And I mean, and to me, that makes it even more special because, like, with these, you've literally created, this whole world, and we get a chance to see through your artwork, a portion of this world. And trust me, it's a world I wish I lived in. I want to go to Omlandia so bad. I want to live there with the Draglins. And that makes it so special because it's like, I put you in the same category of greatness as, you have the Wizard of Oz, you have the Land of Oz, you have, my brain just stopped working. Hold on. Lewis Carroll's, Alice in Wonderland. You have Wonderland. And Omlandia, to me, has that same appeal.
Thank you.
Yep. You have Narnia, all that. Yep.
For me.
And Omlandia goes right along inside there.
Talking about the feeling, just working on this one with the dragons there, with all of this, I just feel like I'm back when I was a little kid at Christmas time as I'm working. And that's what it is for me, is that's where I want to go, and that's where I like to be. It feels so good. So that's what I get.
It just makes you smile. It really does.
I see. I do. I wonder, when they're making artwork, how does it feel when you're creating your piece? I know what it feels like to diamond paint it, but it's so neat to find out that you love being able to work on them as much as, we get joy out of it.
Well,
And
as everyone is working on these, that it brings back some of those memories for them. That, that would be the best thing ever.
it does. I mean, like when I'm working on robot repair, I mean, I actually, because as a kid, one of my favorite things was like, I put model cars together and like models together. And I always wished, see, this is where I didn't have brothers or siblings. I was an only child, and I didn't really have anyone. I wanted to make rockets. And my mom said, I ain't making no rockets. And so for me, like, this is like, I picture this is what it would have felt like if I would have had a chance to build the robots and build the rockets and stuff like that.
Hello, Kaden. I'm so glad you are here. Silver would like to know, what is your favorite genre of music?
Oh my. Depends on the mood I'm in. I like a little bit of everything. I think if I'm drawing, I like what would you call it? Maybe instrumental, inspiring music, almost like from some amazing movie where there's an epic scene happening, and the music is building and flowing, and I love that. It just kind of inspires me to hear music. But
I love that kind.
I love a good old-fashioned Christmas song too, actually. Since I'm in mode, for me, Andy Williams, Christmas songs. Of course, I grew up with, watching his show, and I went to see him live a few times and all. And that's just Christmas music to me.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if y'all have it there where our music station, I mean, it's only November, but ours has already turned complete Christmas music. I mean, there's not even a radio show in the morning. Now it's just 24/7 Christmas music.
Wow.
Yep.
And of course, my kids are throwing temper tantrums. They're like, Halloween just ended. We haven't even had Thanksgiving. Christmas is already here. I'm like, well, people love Christmas.
Yeah.
They do. I actually ran to Hobby Lobby the other night to get some stuff, and they had their Thanksgiving stuff, like, I don't know, 70% off, and Christmas was 60% off, and the store was packed. And I said, wow. I said, you guys are busy. Are people buying a lot of stuff for Thanksgiving? And they said, no, nobody wants Thanksgiving. They want Christmas. And I'm like, wow, okay.
Let's see. Carly, I think that is so sweet. She says every time that she looks at robot repair, she thinks of her son turning 3. He loved robots so much, and looking at that piece makes her heart so happy.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's what I love to hear about it. Yes.
And then Rhonda wants to know, if you couldn't do art, what would you do with your time?
Oh gosh. I hate to say this. I've gone to lots of art festivals, so I've gotten to know lots and lots of artists. And I know there are times where we've sat around and go, what do people do if they don't do art? I don't know what else someone would do in life if they didn't do art. And I know there's a million things to do because everyone does it. Of course, I don't know technology well. There's a lot of things I don't know how to do. So that's where Leslie
helps you out there a lot.
Oh my God. Because he does it all.
Leslie helped you redo your new web page, right?
She helped me do everything. We're working on, every time we talk, I go, the coloring book is getting closer and closer. I do have a shot of the cover.
Oh, I love it.
It says 40 coloring pages. I'm not sure that's the exact number. That number may change, but in general, that's the cover of the coloring book anyway.
Oh, we're gonna have a coloring book. I'm so excited. Yes.
Yay.
I'm gonna have to buy two because I'm gonna have to have. Well, actually, yeah, I don't know. I may buy multiples. Because that way, in case something happens and I accidentally mess up, I have another one. I don't want to mess them up.
I love it. Yeah,
And
Rhonda says, can't imagine life without art. Yeah, definitely. I feel strange if I don't do something creative every day. You know, it's like it just feels weird.
yeah, well, I mean, there's so many other creative things. I mean, mechanics, people that work on cars, people that like astronomy, all those things are, they're creative in their own way. And if that's your thing and it excites you, like that's what you do.
It was funny. My husband and I were driving in the pouring rain to the post office today, and we were talking about the band Rush, and their drummer Neil Peart, who I think is the greatest drummer ever of all time, has passed away. But we got to see them in concert, and he was very sick when they came to town, but they still put on just an amazing show. And I was like, I can't imagine being that sick with the chemo and everything from the cancer and putting that kind of a show on. And then I thought, well, that's his passion. That's what drives him. That probably helped with all of that he was going through. That's what he loves. That's what drives him. So, that's often helpful because we hear a lot about people, in the diamond painting world that, may have depression, anxiety, be going through health stuff, whatever. And this is an outlet for them. They love it. It's their passion, and it helps, fulfill that, and helps their, it helps their health. So that's a great thing.
Yes. Yes.
I think so too. And Silver says, I love your buyer's detective. Your sense of humor and love of whimsy is what attracts me to your artwork.
Thank you. Thank you.
I do. I have to admit, I love the puns. Sometimes, like you've got virus detected and he's got the mask on, and it's a double meaning, and it's like perfect for right now, with what we've gone through, because you got to have a little bit of humor or it helps, Although I'll be perfectly honest, I didn't mind staying in my room and crafting, and not going to work. That was kind of nice, but
it was. There were many Zoom meetings that I was diamond painting on with my camera off. I'd hate it when they'd say, oh, turn on your camera, because I would be like, oh, darn, I can't craft. Allison says, Randal, my cousin was an art teacher at Johnson County Community College. He passed this year. The college had a nice presentation about him and his art. That's awesome.
Well, what was his name? Do we know that?
Didn't say, but Allison, if you could let us know what your cousin's name was. But again, art is one of those things that leaves a legacy. I always say, what are you going to leave as your legacy? We talked about that when I was a principal with my teachers. What kind of legacy do you want to leave with these kids?
Mm-hmm.
How do you want them to remember you? What's your legacy going to be? And art does that just so profoundly in a lot of ways. So
let's see who it was. Allison says Larry Thomas was his name.
Larry Thomas. Okay.
I don't believe I know him, but came to art festivals and stuff. I may have met him.
Okay, Eric says on Virus Detective, is that 2 Corona beers on the bookshelf?
When it first came about, the coronavirus and the Corona beer, I don't know if that hurt their sales or helped or whatever. But
I know people like, did you get Corona? And it might not be what they thought it was. It's like, yeah, I got that. There was something Cheryl asked a very good question. On your coloring book, are the pages going to be one-sided, so that you don't have to worry?
They are. I'm planning on doing it. If you're familiar with Hannah Lynn,
yes.
Does her coloring books, and they are put out through Amazon Print on Demand. And that is the route that I'm planning on going with the coloring books. Yes, they will be one-sided. That's about it. There'll be a lot of your favorite images turned into black and white so you can color on them.
Great.
Oh
And,
my gosh, they're gonna sell like crazy. I know.
oh, I know. And is the paper kind of the artist grade paper? So if people use markers or whatever, do you know what kind of grade of paper it's going to be? Or
I don't know. I don't know exactly what it's going to be.
okay.
One of the things we're going to put in the front of the book, and we picked up tips from looking at a variety of other artists' coloring books, is just that when you're working on something, put a piece of cardboard or a heavier piece of paper behind the piece you're working on. If you're working with inks, that will bleed through. If you're working with colored pencils, you wouldn't have to worry about it.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Awesome. Oh,
Sue,
that's exciting. I'm looking forward to that.
now Sue said, because and I understand where she's coming from. She said one-sided with 2 images of each. You know, I know some of Hannah Lynn's coloring books, like you have actually 2 of the same image, so that you've got, I guess that there's, I'm not sure what the reasoning behind where she has, like, you know what I'm talking about, Karen?
Yeah. So she does one that has a ton more detail in it. And then she does another one of the same image, but she takes a lot of the detail out so that maybe if you're less experienced with coloring, don't want, all the detail, maybe want a little bit closer up view of the image. But it's the same image, but just with less detail in one of them.
I have seen that, and I've done something like that with a couple pieces where I've zoomed in and done a page. This is just on my iPad, but you can see some of,
Is that a heart?
and it is the no more. That's a coloring page, and
oh my gosh.
Oh.
There is a lot of detail in them. This is the Celestial Dreams, like on the cover of the book.
Love it. Oh my gosh.
A little bit of magic. Cooking. A lot of these. So this will be it. They're the Easter Dragon. Some of them are simpler than others, but lots of little details. And on the books in the background, some I have put the titles on them. Some I've left blank. So if you want to put your own titles on them.
And see, Brandy, when we do this event again in July, we can add coloring now, so they can get the coloring book and do it.
Well, when they're out, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure hoping they should be out by then. Maybe even a second coloring book by then.
Oh, that would be. So yes, we'll definitely be able to add. Now, I will tell you though, with adding coloring, what it has to be is instead of making progress on a coloring page, you'd have to do a coloring page a week, right, because it's coloring. And I will say, I do want to try something. I kind of like, and this came to me, and I'm sorry it came to me so late, but maybe we can do it where it's twice for this month. And since this is the middle, technically we just ended week 2 and we're in week 3, the very beginning of week 3. And technically there's 4 weeks and then like a couple of days. So it's like 4.5 weeks. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the Facebook page, but I actually, no, I'm going to put up a post. This is what I'm going to do. This way I know I have permission. I'm going to put up a post in the Draglings and Books group that if you are interested in your WIP, your progress picture being shown, I will do a slideshow video showing everybody's artwork that that has made progress, so that we can, and we'll say it's a celebration of Spangler, showing off what we have accomplished so far, so that you can see, because everybody works on their paintings differently, and you have different parts. And I know that when we've done it in a different collab that I did, it was a lot of fun. So if y'all are interested in that, I'll put a post up. What do y'all think? What do you think about that, Kara? Sorry, I did not mean to spring that on you.
No, thumbs up. Another thing that I did want to mention is these whipping chats. I am not sorry, dismal failure. However, and I need to ask you this too and see if it's okay. Guys, it's just been nuts. But this Wednesday, if I do I wanted to give everybody time to win the weekly prize. So we have 2 or 3. I know for sure it's 2 gift cards from DP with Sparklers. Thank you, Tima. We love her. I was thinking if I do a whip and chat this Wednesday, day after tomorrow, and you do one Saturday, they can comment on both, and then we'll give away 2 next Monday on Brandy's channel on Season of Spangler. So
Yes,
sorry
we
to
can
have fallen
definitely
behind
do
on the
that.
whipping chats. I am so bad at whipping chats. Oh,
I was supposed to put one up too, and I was going to put one up this week, actually, as a matter of fact, so I can do it Saturday, and get it
I'll
up.
do mine
However,
Wednesday.
you still have ways of getting extra points. So, for instance, and I'm going to go ahead and do it now.
Okay.
I am going to actually, if one of you would help me with a good question that people could answer when this live is over. That means not in this chat right here. You have to wait till the live is over and then comment after the video, like, in the comments section, and answer the question. Either one of y'all have a good question that we could ask them? Has to do with Spangler and Draglings?
I could come up with one, but I'm going to defer to Randal Spangler. I'm sure everyone would like a question from him rather than me.
That would be wonderful.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Let me think.
Well, maybe something you would love to know from them.
I'm assuming that some of you or most of you are familiar with the wizard in some of my artwork.
Okay.
And
I am.
His name is Ladnar, Ladnar. How did I come up with that?
And he has talked about this a couple of different times.
Yes.
So on different lives that we have done. I know he did it. He talked about it last year. I think he actually talked about it maybe last week as well, and in previous times. So he has talked about where he came up with that name.
Now, don't answer that question now. It's
yes,
after the live is over, after we say bye-bye and there's no red live in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, like going back and watching it on replay. That's when you comment. Don't comment now because you won't get your points. We will go in to the comments after this live. Don't comment now. It won't count. So if you comment now, it's a waste of time. Wait until after the live and then comment, and 1 comment per person. Please don't comment 50 times because we'll only count 1 per person.
You'll get 1 point. So you're going to get a point for, commenting. But I might actually throw in a little something for like the people that have it correct. I'm gonna maybe put them in a box, put the names in a box and do like another drawing. And who knows, I may have something that I can give away. Oh,
I love it.
So he's starting to come alive. I think next I'm going to do the eyes. That just makes him really come alive.
Oh my gosh. I just love watching them come to life.
I know.
Well, Mindy, in order to get a point, no, just trying. But like I said, if you'll go back to some of the other lives, he has mentioned this multiple times as to where Ladnar's name came from.
Yep, he has.
So don't put it in this chat though. You'll have to put it on the replay. And like I said, I think I can come up with something for, it might not be huge, but a little something. Okay. Either that or extra points. What do you think? Do y'all think a prize or extra points? I'm gonna leave it to y'all. What do y'all think?
I can help with the prize if you need it. Whatever you're thinking. But yeah, let us know. Do you want extra points for that, getting it right, or do you want a prize?
Of some sort of a prize?
Well, it would be a drawing.
So I was waiting for people to comment. Nobody's commented. Although someone did say, if your world was made into an animated movie, who do you imagine voicing the various characters? Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's a good question.
Gosh, that is. Boy, I don't know. I think about that. Wow.
Who would voice the draglings? Oh my gosh.
Wow, I don't know on that. That'd be an interesting thing to think about. I'm going to have to listen to people's voices now.
Yes.
Put that in mind.
That's a great question.
Hold on, I gotta read Berta. Oh, Berta's comment. Berta, I did not mean to miss it. Thank you, Caden, for showing me. Berta said, I get so inspired by you drawing your draglings on these live streams that I'm getting better at my stick man.
Oh.
Hey,
I'm
Mindy.
with you. I'm with you, Berta. I am.
I know. If Robin Williams was still alive, oh my goodness.
Yes.
I agree. He would be amazing.
Now, see, I could almost picture Eldar being voiced by James Earl Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You know, because he did Mufasa, and so he has that just commanding voice.
Yeah.
So I could see him being that.
Oh, I'm trying to.
Well, it looks like I've got four people said prize and one person said extra points. Y'all, I need your help here. I need a little bit more. There's 85 people here. Someone, y'all tell me, prize or extra points? Prize or extra points? Right now, prize has it. Still waiting. I was expecting it to just jump and go blah, 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 and tell us, but y'all being quiet right now. What's up? Okay, I see more prize. Oh, there we go. Now we got it coming in. Prize points. Thank you. Okay, Shayna.
I think prize is winning. I
think. All right, so we're going to come up with a prize. So that is awesome. I know I'm actually sad that I'm having to do it face on a little bit because my Spangler nails, I don't wear them when I'm not diamond painting in front with y'all. But I will tell y'all, when I finished those, I remember before you and I actually started talking, I remember sending you a picture of my nails that were inspired by your draglings, and I was, oh my God, I was so nervous sending those to you to ask what you thought of them. I was like, he's gonna go, what has she done to my draglings?
You don't know how many drafts she put in front of me, and I was like, I like it. No, really, I just don't. And I'm like, yes, it's great. And she was so hard on herself, and I was like, these look great.
No, I thought it was great.
Oh, well, thank you. Because I was like, those are probably the only nails that I've ever been so nervous on, because I'm like, my thumbnail is not very big. I have a tiny hand. And I'm like, man, why couldn't I have like a major big thumb? Because I'm like trying to get them on there, and I'm staring at like your pictures, and I'm like blowing them up, and I'm like, I can't get the cute nose. Why can't I get the cute nose? And I'm trying to get that.
See,
I did try.
You didn't even know it back then, Brandy. You were already into miniatures and didn't even know it. See?
I did. I was already into doing something miniature, because I think one of the brushes that I was using for the detail literally had like 3 bristles almost. It was so, I had to get it like super tiny in there.
Oh. All right. Well, Brandy, I'm going to need.
Looks like everybody says portrait.
I'm going to need to hop off of here right now, because Marlon and I have got to run one more place before it closes. But guys,
yeah, well, we're fixing to have to leave anyway, because Crystal and I know she changed her name now. I'm so used to Crystal's Crafty Creations, and now it's something different. Creations and Things from Crystal might be. Yeah, I think that's it. And she goes live after me, so I don't want to keep it. But thank you so much, as always, Kara, for doing this with us.
Oh my gosh, this is so fun.
I-
This is so fun. I love it.
I just
Look,
look at the eyes. I can see the eyes.
I know.
He's got his eye on the cookies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I see.
Oh. he's like, how much do we have to leave Santa? How much can we kind of get and get away with?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm with him. I love chocolate chip cookies. So yes, I'd be right with him.
Oh, well, I just want to say, y'all, thank you so much for coming and being with us. And Randall, you just have no idea how important this is to us and how wonderful it is to have you on here.
I want to remind everybody real quick, the ABC book with the draglings is on my website, randalspangler.com. And I just...
And the first one is also still on there, right?
Yes, the first book. Both books are now on there.
I just got word mine shipped out, so I'm anxiously awaiting it.
I shipped them a whole bunch out on Saturday morning. Friday was
Yep. Yay, I'm excited.
And y'all, if you order it from his website, he signs them on the inside cover.
Yeah. Yes, they're signed.
And so if y'all have not bought his books, you need to go and get them.
They're amazing. I love them.
Oh, yes. I'm planning on getting extras at some point, because at some point when I have grandkids, they're not allowed to have mine. So, I just need to have some extras so that I'll be okay so long as I still have mine.
That's right.
But it's just going to be a while before I have grandkids, I hope. Oh, I just absolutely love it. So thank you so much for always being so wonderful and so nice to talk to. And we love watching you create these wonderful pictures. So
Absolutely.
thank you so much.
It's always a treat.
All right. Well, guys, hold on. Let's see. So, guys, I guess I will go ahead and let you go. Now, remember, we will be back live next Monday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you know of someone that somehow doesn't know about it, share the post, share, that we're going to be on here, because like I said, as many people as we could get into Spangler's art, I want the whole world to turn Spangler. So let's try to show love to, because he's a lot of our absolute favorite artists. So we want to show him the love that he lets us feel and experience when we get to work on his stuff. So thank you guys all for coming on. Thank you, Kara, for always being here and being my bestie. I love you, sweetheart. So I'm going to leave you like I always do. Reach for the stars, grab hold on, and never let go. Until the next live. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.